It's time now for Call of the Wild, the official weekly coaches show of the Wenatchee Wild. Stay up to date with your team all season long with Call of the Wild. With head coach and GM Bliss Littler, here's the voice of your Wenatchee Wild, Arch Ecker.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Call of the Wild, your weekly Wenatchee Wild coaches show. Arch Ecker visiting with Wild head coach and GM Bliss Littler. Coach, pretty busy week last week. It started off on Wednesday with the home game against Vernon. That was kind of coming on the tail end of that Long Island swing, so it was kind of a short week to prepare, but a pretty good showing against Vernon Vipers.
Yeah, it's the whole month, Arch. I think it's something like 12 games in 23 days, something like that. And last week was the second week of 4 with 3-game weeks. So, but yeah, we got off to a good start. Definitely. I don't know if we got Vernon's A game. I kind of doubt it. I think they may have taken a look at the roster and saw all that we're missing, and I'm not sure we got their A game, and they got up 2-0 right away, and maybe they let up some. And but overall, I thought we played, other than the 2 shorties, I thought we played exceptionally well.
Well, you can say they let up a little bit, but at the same time, it's a big wake-up call. You go up 2-0 if you're Vernon. You're on the road, but then all of a sudden the Wild come back and they pump one in, they pump another one in. If that doesn't get your bell ringing, I don't know what would.
Yeah, sometimes that's that's dangerous though. You get up a couple goals and you lose your edge, and it's something that it's not a light switch. That sometimes when you lose it, it's hard to get it back, and it just didn't seem like we had their best game. But you know what, we'll take it. That our young guys are improving, and that's a big win for us.
You know, sometimes you put your best game out there and you still come up on the wrong end. And, you know, I guess over the course of 58 games, it tends to even itself out and the cream will rise. So then you get to go on the road. You go into West Kelowna and you face a Warriors team. First time we'd seen them this year. And at least from my vantage point, it was pretty entertaining. It was very brisk, end to end. It was a fun game to watch.
It was something that we hadn't experienced in the 2+ years we've been in the league with West Kelowna, that both teams got up and down the ice. It definitely was a interesting hockey game that had to be very entertaining for the fans, that I'm sure both coaches would have liked to see our players take better care of the puck, but both teams made a lot of plays, and it was definitely an interesting game, and I was proud of, I guess, our effort, and again, I thought we worked hard, and I thought we were pretty resilient, that especially having to kill the 8 minutes at shorthanded, about 8 minutes being shorthanded at the end of the hockey game. That took a lot of guts, and we blocked a lot of shots, where I think that was a real good character win for us.
You know, this is a team last year that had so much success shorthanded, 15 shorthanded goals, franchise record. And this year they've been getting chances. It was just a matter of time. You knew before one was going to fall. And we got one at a very opportune time from August von Unger and Sternberg. Proved out to be the game winner. But and it was an interesting play. There was a delayed penalty going to be called. And it almost seemed as if everyone just sort of froze for half a second. Everyone except number 8.
Well, August, we had a meeting last week. And August gets his chances, and he's been trying to do too much. That I think he just kept it real simple. He made one move and shot the puck, and picked a good spot to shoot, and fortunately for us, it went in.
True enough. And then, of course, you had the empty net goal, and you go on to pick up that win, and then you have to turn around and hustle back on the bus and face a Merit squad on Saturday night. And, you know, for it being the tail end of that long, arduous travel schedule, the guys came out, and it didn't appear that any of that was a factor. They had their legs, and they certainly had the heart.
Yeah, again, we took 2 bad penalties, and then when we're short, we had 2 chances to block a shot, and we didn't, and that was the difference. That we outchanced them, outshot them, outplayed them, but that's hockey. That Berger in the net was outstanding. He was definitely the best player on the ice, and it was a good lesson for us. That both were retaliation penalties, and sometimes when you're playing catch-up hockey, it's playing losing hockey. And even though we've been very good at coming from behind, the team that has been challenged to score a lot of goals, you need to make it difficult, make them play 5-on-5 as much as possible. And immediately we let them into the hockey game with a power play goal, and they're feeling pretty good about themselves. And after that, they kind of just played good defense, and their goaltender was outstanding. But again, overall, it was a good effort. It's just unfortunate that we've been very good on the penalty kill, but we just did not block 2 shots that needed to be blocked.
A lot of times they talk about retaliation penalties is the kind of thing that'll make coaches pull their hair out or get gray hairs or age prematurely at any rate. But, with those, sometimes there's 2 ways to look at it. You could say, well, they're good teaching moments, or you could look at it and say, you should have learned that by now. I don't know, where are you at on that one?
Well, yeah, exactly what you said, but when you turn on the TV at night in the National Hockey League, you see the same thing. They're hockey players. Whether you watch it's the NHL or if you watch the NFL or Major League Baseball, guys make mistakes. Coaches never like retaliation mistakes. You never like those. But they know about it. Feel bad when they're done, but go out and don't do it again next time.
Now you got to turn around and hit back on the bus, and we're heading up into BC. We'll be facing the Salmon Arm Silverbacks. First time you get a chance to see them this year. What's the early forecast for that club?
Well, they're the oldest team in the league, and they've made all kinds of trades this summer to get older and to get more experienced. And it looks like their last 3-4 weeks they've been playing much better hockey. Their power play's zipping it around pretty good, so it's definitely going to be important for us to stay out of the box. But I think we have to worry more about our game. That if we play our game, then we'll have a chance to be successful.
You got a couple guys in your locker room that maybe have a little extra motivation to going up into that building.
Yeah, well, again, that's part of hockey. It's part of hockey that most teams have a player or two that's came from someplace else, and it's where we sit in the league. It's difficult to trade players, so we don't have to deal with it very often. But I'm sure that we have a couple guys that both are probably a little excited to get up there and show their old team that they're pretty good hockey players. But their old team knew both were good hockey players, so sometimes it's good for players to put a little chip on their shoulder, and they kind of, they say Michael Jordan used to wake up in the morning and find reasons, find reasons, and maybe sometime I don't know if you invent a reason to get upset with the team you're playing and use it as motivation. But I'm sure those 2 kids have a little motivation that just, it's only natural. You play the team you used to play that you want to play well.
Well, there you go. It's going to be another busy week, and we'll cap it off with a couple of home games this weekend. Surrey's in on Friday and Penticton on Saturday. That'll wrap it up for this week's edition of Call of the Wild. He's Bliss Littler. I'm Arch Ecker. Have a great week, everyone.
You've been listening to Call of the Wild, the official weekly coaches show of the Wenatchee Wild, a presentation of the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.